Welcome to Uniquely Female Troubles. My name is Leslie Wells. Today I'm going to read you an original poem that I wrote on August 15th, 2025. And the poem it's called God Said No. I could spend all eternity saying, I should have said this, I should have done that when I was married. A disheartening monologue that plays in a loop in my head if I let it. Forgetting I was 19 when I got married. Forgetting it was pounded into my head to return good for evil. Wives, submit as unto the Lord. He owns my body. Forgetting how scared I was of my husband. Forgetting I was made to be his helpmeet. I was not made for myself. I was scared of God. I left 22 years ago and never went back. Have I forgotten that the abuser must be appeased? If he's in a good mood, don't mess it up. If he's in a bad mood, don't make it worse. Tell him what he wants to hear. Give him what he wants. Even if I have to take a carving knife to my own soul to do it. And when he won't be appeased, freeze, flight, or fawn. Fight is not an option. God said no, I was told. And yeah, I was definitely taught not to fight for my own self. Like wanting your rights. One of the things that was taught in the cult was they said that nowadays it would take so long for me to explain everything, but just to put it really simply, that the age we're living in right now is the age of people's rights, and how wrong it is for people to fight for their rights. And I never understood that. It never made any sense. Like, why is it wrong for minorities to fight to have equal rights? Or why is it wrong for women to fight to have equal rights? It's not. But they always said it was. And I didn't know at the time, which I know now, is the man William Branham that was the one who started this cult. He was a huge racist. I had no idea of that at the time, although it was almost like sitting right in front of me, but I didn't figure it out. And I was actually really proud of the fact that I was in a group that wasn't racist. And turns out it was one of the most racist groups of all, which is really ironic. But it's really hard to believe how much you can be in a group but still not know about it. Part of it is because, unlike now, his sermons were not searchable. There was no way of finding out what he said about certain things I think we had access to over 1,100 sermons that were transcribed and that were also recorded. And so it was like he never stayed on one subject long. He always went off on all these different tangents. But yeah, I was taught, even though it never made sense to me or like was even, I don't know. It never felt good inside to hear them say that it's wrong for people who are being discriminated against or abused to fight for their rights. But that's what we were taught. And I was definitely taught, to submit, that he has the right to my body, that my body is his property, it's not my property. I was taught to, return good for evil and bless them that curse you. You don't start cursing them back, you start blessing them and praying for them that despitefully use you. So it was like I was programmed. Also, I was scared. It started when I was really young. And yeah. So it's kind of like being in a boxing match with both hands tied behind my back is what it felt like sometimes. And also, you live with somebody who's very volatile and can do some really terrible things to you. You don't want to provoke them. I mean, there's a thing called poking the bear with a stick. If the bear's hibernating, you definitely don't want to start poking him and waking him up. So, and it is like I said in the poem, it's like if he's in a good mood, you don't want to mess that up. It could be pretty rare. And if he's in a bad mood, if he's in a good mood and you don't want to mess it up, then you don't want to bring up things that really do need to be talked about. But if you do, you're probably going to get in an argument and why mess up the few little good times. Then if he's in a bad mood, you definitely know you shouldn't bring anything up. Because if you do, he's really going to overreact and he's going to get a lot worse. And it's not going to be pretty. And so it was a thing of, so they say that when people are, that people either fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Now they have 4 of them. When I first started hearing about this, they only had 2, fight or flight. But those are not the only 2 things people do when they're in danger. So fight back, run away. I ran away. There were, not run away permanently, but there were times I just grabbed my purse and I left. And then freeze. Sometimes you just sit there. You just sit there. Sometimes maybe you don't even react, or you sit there until you can't not react anymore, but you try to just almost be a statue. And then the last one, the newest one that they've added is fawn. And fawning means basically you're trying to appease the person and you're being really super nice to them. Oh, can I get you something? Would you like some cake? Or apologizing, being really, that was a big one with me. I catch myself even now fawning when I feel attacked by somebody. And that's, I don't like it when I do that. I get mad at myself, which I shouldn't get mad at myself because, it's what I do because of psychological issues I have because of the trauma I've been through. I shouldn't blame myself for fawning, but I do. So anyway, but again, fighting back wasn't an option, even though that's not true that I never did it. So anyway, thank you. I would love to hear about your guys' experience, and I would love to hear some comments about how you handled stuff like this, or if you've had stuff like this in your life. And please like my video, and please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Okay, have a great day. Bye.